interests and protect rights of the Muslim students in Uganda. It seeks to promote Muslim education as well as moral uprightness of Muslim students in Uganda as they pursue their academic endeavors to emerge as useful citizens. I don't know whether I am a useful citizen, but I think I am part of the useful citizens in what? In the country. I want to assure you, Badala, my training is through Msau. The discipline I have is through what? Msau. This, everyone you see here, the brother Magul, when you see him with the empathic heart, yes? When he's taking care of the poor, the needy, it's because of the training he has passed through. When I saw your brother Ali last night, he was here with you, being at the higher level of the Supreme Council of Uganda, it's because he has passed through a training. Not so. That is our brief background. What does our strategic planning process entail? One, it was aimed at repositioning Msau to make it meet its historical mission. Why? Because if you don't plan, means you plan to fail. Not so. Meaning that entails us to have the urge to ensure that we are able to plan for the future. So the governing council that sat, it was an online meeting that decided to have a committee to review the past. Because Nabi says that hasibu anfusakum qabla tuhasabu, evaluate yourselves, assess yourselves. Then Umar says that la ibn al-mustakbar ma la yadhkur tarikh. If you do not reflect on the past, you cannot plan for the what? The future. So a committee was put in place to review the past 10 years. What have we done? Where are we? Have we achieved? This is our delegates conference. The team must have done an assessment in the night. This was our attendance that is expected here. Have we achieved the attendance? Are the participants here? Now, the delegates conference is going. When you tell us that you have achieved number 1, you've appointed my brother here, my little brother here as your speaker. Yes? And when I come here and he's already on the microphone, have we achieved that? Is he communicating? Brother Magwab Rahman, we say we must have a delegates conference. Has it sat? Or it has even collapsed? It has even failed? So the committee was put in place, and the committee looked at some fundamental issues. Not so. In those fundamental issues, there were questions, because if you want to address a problem, you must be able to understand. Ask yourself, if it's a research, most of you are students. That's why we are saying Muslim Students Association of what? Uganda. Also, so you are students, and you are going to pass through a research sometime. You always have what you call research questions. You ask yourself, what am I addressing? What is the problem? So what solution can you provide? So as a committee, the following were thought of as a need to be addressed. Ask yourself, you and I, why is the student movement and Msau numbers, well, why is the movement and Msau vibrancy declining while the numbers are going up at all levels? There is no day that you not have students. But is your vibrancy felt? Is Msau really felt? If some of us don't talk about Msau, do you hear about it? You are seeing numbers. Schools are coming up every day. Every morning I must get a message from some Muslim brother who has made some school. Kin Islamic Institute, Kin Islamic this education center. We have Sweet Valley there. The Muslim schools are there. Allah has blessed you. You marry 4 wives. You produce I don't know how many children, most of you. Not so. That means students are there. Pupils are there. But why is the vibrancy declining? From when some of us were still in this active student movement and now. And when I look at off record, when I look at some emerging associations, their vibrancy sometimes even supersedes the vibrancy of the historical association of Msau. Question number 2. Are the current Msau programs still relevant? Do you still need to have a delegates conference. Why didn't we, if we need it, why didn't we go online? Why do you have to meet here? You like, we go for caravans. Is the caravan still relevant? I met Brother Qassim here, Businji, through caravan. And I will always respect him. When I go to Masindi, I am at home because he welcomed us in Masindi and empowered us through there. But is the caravan still relevant? We have these dua programs. Are those duas still relevant? Meeting up. So which activities? So what are our initiatives? Do our initiatives make a significant contribution in addressing the problems of our community? Because Msau as a land community, Allah says, وَيْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةً La. Subhanallah. How does ayah say? Abdul Bast? It says that where Allah talks about when you are a firqa, that وَمَا كَانَ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ لِيَنْفِرُوا كَافَّةً فَلَوْلَا نَفَرٌ مِنْ كُلِّ فِرْقَةٍ طَائِفَةٌ يَتَفَقَّهُوا فِي الدِّينِ وَلْيَنْذِرُوا قَوْمَهُمْ إِذَا رَجَعَ إِلَيْهِمْ. Not so. Allah says that it's not all believers to go and study. No. وَمَا كَانَ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Not all will go to school. فَلَوْلَا نَفَرٌ. But you're going to be a cluster, a group of people who are going to come and learn. لِيَتَفَقَّهُوا فِي الدِّينِ. You're going to become better, knowledgeable. We have how many doctors in the Muslim community? PhD holders. We have how many people with master's degrees? How many shuyukh have been taught? Even on scholarships. But Allah says, وَلْيَنْذِرُوا قَوْمَهُمْ إِذَا رَجَعَ إِلَيْهِمْ, to go back and solve the problems of their what? Of their communities. So you and I, are our initiatives really having a significant contribution towards addressing the problems of our community? What other question can you ask yourself? How is Msau part of the science movement in the education sector in Uganda? Because we are part of a bigger picture. We are not part of a smaller picture. Yesterday, on Friday, I think. No, it was Thursday. We were burying our brother Haji Sawava Musa. Not so. But everybody who was there was communicating that he has played a what? A role in the Muslim education, a role in the education sector of the what? Of the country. May Allah have mercy on him and grant him paradise. All he has been doing. I want to ask you, I want you to ask me, that has Msau been part of this movement in the education sector in Uganda? Then, okay, we don't have money. We don't have, we really sometimes we just plan to get this and that. So should the Islamic work stop because you have no money? Or we're able to come up with creative, with other measures in to mobilize resources? Then how can we create viable sustainability for our programs? Not start an activity today and tomorrow it's nowhere to be seen. What is happening to the Muslim students after graduation? What is happening? How many graduates come out? Just IUIU, Islamic University in Uganda, on its graduation day, has 80% of Muslims. 80% of the students who are graduating are usually Muslims. 80%. Where do they go? What happens after campus? Sometimes we meet in the arcades. Sometimes somebody, hey, Afande onzijukira twalinga fena Msau. Oliwa Afande mwendi. Tuinayo Msau ile activity wetne wetu nobayo Afande omanye efi byakuyiribe ennaku zino. What happens? There was initially there was some of you who are aware about it. There was Uganda Muslim professionals. It had been started trying to see how to collect people after graduation. Okay, we keep them focused. Put them under what? Uganda Muslim what? Professionals. Yes? Now I don't know. When when Magulu here finishes university, what happens to him? Do we even have a platform where they post jobs for you that you keep subscribing? We have Uganda Muslim Youth Assembly. Its intention was also similar, yeah, and several other. But what happens? Do we keep them contributing and participating in our work? Ask yourself a question. Me, I'm a police officer. With the nature of my work, if I don't do dawah, do you think I can be righteous or rightful? You understand? Because I will be engaged in different things. So how do you keep these people as they go out? Somebody has done a PhD, his thinking is now abnormal. It's abnormal because I was discussing with one professor and he was telling me, if you find a PhD holder professor and is reasoning normally, then he didn't attend his PhD well. Because that's why some of you call it permanent what? Head damage. But for us who do PhD, we call it permanent human development. Now for you who only want to aspire for 1 degree, I want to do a PhD, that is permanent head damage. But sometimes it's because the person's reasoning differs from how you reason. The way you understand things, not the way a person who is doing a PhD, not who just goes that I want to be called a doctor, but somebody who puts his will to learn. His reasoning is different. You understand? So how do you keep them engaged in dawah? You look at Professor Abbas Chimba. You understand? Makerere University, I said, we should always keep him there. Today is not the mullah, tomorrow they say he's the assistant patron. You understand? Keep him close, don't let him do what? Go away. Because when he is there contributing towards dawah, the legendary remains, the legacy remains, and we are able to sustain our activities. So, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, my Msau family, we have come from far, but to have an understanding of a strategic plan, we must do a SWOT analysis. For you to be better, for you and I to be better, you must make a SWOT analysis. Hasibu anfusakum al-muhasaba. You must evaluate yourself. And this muhasaba of the SWOT approach means assess yourself. Mark what are your strengths? What is your strength? What is your weakness? What opportunities do you have? And what is your threat? So look at the Msau strength. You're having that before you, but I'm going to change. I'm just picking what is relevant for the presentation because we have only 2 hours. So one of our best strengths is we have continued to exist amidst the biting challenges. You have no money. There's a day, there's the way they take us for a caravan and we are la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha, and we come back. And these young ones, wallahi, they not get tired. There's a day you make a program and have a budget, and the budget really, you can't meet it. I was with my brother there at Mumsa Sports Gala 2 weeks back. And when we first reached there, we were just like 10 people. Then we were saying, what is wrong with the Muslim activities? I was with some other people during the Muslim run, the Muslim run. Yes? And I was looking at the numbers at the Muslim run and the numbers at the MTN marathon. And I was saying, what happens? Because I still see Muslims in the MTN what? Marathon. Where were they in the Muslim what? Muslim run. You understand? So here the numbers are smaller, but the issue, the strength you have is there is persistence. When Allah says isbiru wasabiru warabitu, that continued what? Existence. Ala wazrin fa'alun. You still say we are not going anywhere. If you are an eater, if Magulu eats, then me am an eater. Then speaker is a what? What is the eatest? So speaker is eatest, you understand? So Msau, our activities have continued to exist. I mean, it's all the challenges. The Prophet didn't fail. Even when they hit him, he remained on course. You look at Nabina Ibrahim alayhi salam. No, Yunus. Yes, The one was sold by Yusuf. The one was thrown by his brothers. Is who? Yusuf or Yunus? Yusuf. His father, when they told his father that even your young child has been killed, he told them, it is okay. You still go and look for your brother Yusuf and his young one. But he had been told that this one had been eaten by an ox, not so. But he still had belief that his son was there. Then change of leadership. Yesterday we witnessed Magulu handing over, and at least I am sure the problem I'm having is that there is somebody recording on video. But otherwise, I'm happy Magulu handed over, because now his instructions are going to decrease. This man can call me and tell me, where are you? I'm here. You have to go and do this. Okay, sir. But alhamdulillah, not in bad faith. Thank you for handing over. So there is continued change of leadership. There is a new Msau, the president every year. I was also once a Msau leader. I am no longer a Msau leader. I'm just given instructions now. Where are you? I am here. Go and do this. I say, okay, sir. I've accepted. I'm coming to do that. Mention at least every district, Msau district. Now we have a what? A deck. At least we've managed to capture that. Then many and concerned senior members are still with us. We have the Msau families, which are continue to prevail. You understand? If we don't have this love between each other, then we will not be really making it through. Very several fundraising mechanisms that are put in place. But though we have several strengths, there are also other weaknesses. Because khuliqal insan dhaifan, also you are created when you are what? You are weak. And the only problem, if you want to fail in life, is you think you are the best. For you think you are ever strong. That me, I am a police officer, I have a gun here, I have guards behind me, that somebody won't come and give me a punch. I am weak. Why? I can't see behind me. Not so. That's a weakness. Allah put the eyes where? In front. He didn't put the eyes where? Behind. So you always have someone to look out for you. That is a weakness. Whether you go to gym how many times, whether you are his man is called who? Of Uganda. This Gorola. Whether you are Gorola of Uganda, you have a weakness somewhere. Not so. So don't be there and a madman is telling you, Haj, your trouser, the zip is open, and don't look there. You say, a madman is telling me my zip is open. Me, I am saying, I put my zip up. I'm telling you, the madman will have seen your zip which is open. So you pretend that you're not listening to the madman, but when you reach in front there, you touch small and see if the zip is open. You understand? Everybody has a weakness, because khuliqal insan dhaifan. So what weakness do we have as Msau? There are several. But many Muslim students come from different backgrounds. Law in Islam. Not everybody understands that everything is voluntarily, charity. We have tried our best to put a national secretariat in place, and this has been a disease. And it is one of my reasons as to why I do not want to come and fight with the Bukenya. So I keep there and I keep quiet. Because we can't have meetings at midnight discussing something and it fails to come through. We put up accounts, we say we deposit money, and you don't put money there. We say we do this, and there is no follow-up act program. Now I saw 10K project starting. Then I was seeing the way the money was being spent. Then I was asking myself, is there really a plan here at the secretariat? It's a very big weakness. The resource base is still narrow. Even the 10K project, we are usually 80 people, maximum 80. But how many Msau legends are there who contribute 10,000? We said we only want 10,000 per month only. But how many? I see only around 10 names, 8 names. When I was with Imam Kasos, he was telling us that you try to recruit yourselves. If me, I'm Matovu, and I'm willing to pay the 10K, and my friend, the speaker here is my friend and my little one, I now like speaker, I can instruct him. Because he's my little one, I'm telling you, we go, pay the what? The 10K. So you make a multiplier effect in yourself. He was asking a question. Matovu, you are paying a 10,000. Who have you brought on that list that is paying the 10,000, but because it is you who has encouraged him or her? So he says, start with yourself. Before you look for a friend, pay for your mother. Because you understand the value of Msau. Not so. Pay for your wife. The way you do for Zakatul Fitr. Not so. Zakatul Fitr gives you a lesson that you have to pay for yourself, pay for your family, even the maid in the what? In the house, you have to pay for her. So, our resource base is still very narrow. Yes, we have patrons at regional level, and the structures are still inadequate. What are we doing about a partnership? I'm sorry for that. Then, leaders, student leaders training. I'm telling you, Tarbiyah is key. When I was starting my speech here, you had me make mention of a small dua. The dua was made mention by Nabi Musa, not so. Rabbi Shrah li Sadri, not so. It was a what? A training. When Allah told Musa, you go to Firauna, Musa told Allah, you are sending me to who? Firauna, that man. Me, I am a stammerer. I stammer. My words won't be understood. He understood his what? His weakness. Then told Allah, the other man is very strong. He even has witch doctors. Not so? Allah said, you are fearing witch doctors, but you have a stick in your hand. Not so? You throw the what? The stick. What happened? The stick became a what? A snake. Not so? Allah was doing what? Was training him. Not so. Then he said, but Allah, okay, if I'm going, you're sending me. But you send me with my who? My brother who? Harun. And also said, it's okay. Okay, you go with who? Harun. But Allah still trained him further. He told him, but you are going there. Fir'auna is very complicated. But when you reach him, وَقُولَا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. Even if that man is wrong, even if he thinks that he is not understanding that there is a Lord above, when you're talking to him, speak with him with what? Calmness, good speech. Allah is telling his prophet to go and talk to somebody who is doing wrong, that when you are talking, cool lau qawlan layyina. Allah is training, but for you, you want to be president, Msau president. No training, no what? They say, you come for training. Me, I have a master's degree. What are you going to train me about? Me, I have a PhD. What are you going to train me about? You understand? Just this presentation alone. How do you present before people? You understand? How do you organize a PowerPoint? It is a training. Some of you now, like my brother Qassim here is in the other era. Not so. Now you brought him into these things of WhatsApp. I see him on phone. Not so. But I remember when I first met my brother Qassim here, he had that small phone. Not so. The other small phone of Mapesa. Yes. But he accepts that I am now with younger what? Younger boys. I must learn the what? The system as it changes. Even to drive a car, you must be taught how to what? To drive. So how many leaders access training? Coordination of activities across structures. You know, there is now today we are here from Msau Delegates Conference. Makerere has a big function today, celebrating 75 years of Islam in Makerere, celebrating 50 years of Mumsa being there in Makerere, celebrating 100 years of Makerere University. And for you are saying we have a delegates conference. The same participants who are supposed to be here are also supposed to be where? At Makerere. So are you connecting your activities? Or for you, Msau, president, you sit there and your neck and say, we shall have a delegates conference. Then a chairman, Mumsa, also sits at his Makerere and says, I will also have a Mumsa day. Then you also says, there's a day I received the request for funding. And I was saying, hey, I'm telling you, around 8 functions of all Muslims, Musas. Then I began screening. On one day we had a sports gala at Chambogo. The same day we had a sports gala at Gaba. The same day we had a Musawa what in the Eastern region. I said, now what is this? So I said 100,000 to each. I said, no, I will not. What I'm going to do, let me now look at the one who's going to be more effective. So I sat behind. They sent me the first concept. I waited for the person who will give me a second call. He's the one I said I will contribute to. And the one who called me was from Chambogo. I said it is okay. I've not been a student of Chambogo, but I'm a student of Msau. I sent my contribution to what? To Chambogo. Because they gave me a letter and made the follow-up. For the Msau activity, nobody even made the follow-up. For them, they think when they tell you that we have a function, you have understood. I have not understood. Me, I sleep at 2 a.m., I wake up at 4 a.m. I don't understand what you're telling me. In my office, on a daily basis, I receive not less than 100 people to see me. I have suspects who are more than 100 in number. Every morning, I meet them from 7 to 9. I examine one suspect per suspect. From 7 a.m., I am standing like this up to 9. Who are you? Why were you arrested? Who is your IO? What did you do? What is your defense? I ask these questions on a daily basis. Then you want me to be there because you sent me a message on WhatsApp that I will be understanding what you said to me. Sometimes I tell somebody, you go in my phone and show that I have read everything. Then you keep saying, why do you like blue ticking? You think we are blue ticking you? Somebody is there just to show that your message has been received. So the one who goes and makes an extra effort to give a call, you say this one is serious. So coordination of our activities, my dear sisters and brothers. But yes, we have our weaknesses, but we also have opportunities. Not so. Temuko amuchi, man. We also have what? Opportunities. There is still an increasing number of schools and institutions in the country because Msau is a student-based what? Association. Not so. Then there are very many former leaders who are really distributed in different places. You cannot go somewhere and fail to get a Msau member. Not in government, not in NGOs, not in schools, and there's no Msau member. MBOGO High here, you are aware, we are having almost the whole leadership of MBOGO schools is ours. Not so? When you go to universities now, almost 40% of universities has a Msau what? Leader. Somebody who was once here. So they are very well placed. Even in the government, go to Ministry of Health, go to education. Actually, like Ministry of Education, you have very many Msau members there at the level of commissioner. Very many. When you go to government, the third deputy prime minister, Ajati Rokaya, almost all the sister conferences which used to happen, she was the person who was always officiating them. But you ask President Msau, have you met her? Because the other one moves with the sirens, 20 police officers. Msau president says, I can't go to meet a prime minister of the country. But she's your own. Let me give you an example. You first. Members of Parliament are there. Honorable Osman is there. You have several, and they were very active at university level, at Msau level. Very, very active. Very active. There's a day when we went for an election somewhere, and they took us as when we were still young. When we were still in the university, they took us. We reached the district. We displayed our computers. We made our own talent center. And I want to assure you, the person won the election because we had everything in place. We had our young boys in the field at every Tade center. We had our main Tade center at the district quarters. We were competing in elections, and we as they were reading the results, they were the same as ours. And we came back. So you also have very many businessmen who are good and willing to support you. Your Mandela is there. He's your brother. He's our brother. And when I was still a young student, he used to support us. Even now, he still supports Muslim activities. But how do you approach him? You understand? That's what we are here to ask ourselves. How do you strategize? There are very many rich people who are there. Haji Njubi is there. Karim Hiriji is there. Those are businessmen. They are Muslims and rich. You understand? Some of you here even come from very rich families, though you are quiet. Somebody here his Hajj is very, my daughter, Hafidho. Don't you come from a rich home? Yes? Don't you come from a rich home? Oh, you're not confident that I am rich. Because you are my daughter. When I say you are my daughter, then you are quiet. It seems you are thinking that I am not rich. I am rich. I am not so poor also. Mvuga Benz. So, so you have very many people who are friends. Brother Nkuniji Mwoda is a senior counsel in the country. He's a member of parliament of Chadon, and also, but he's the first speaker of the East African Muslim Student Federation. He was once the chairman in Mumsa. He was once the speaker of Msau. Not so? Mwoda, he's there. When he was planning to go to parliament, we were sitting somewhere.